Okay, so for our interview, we chose to interview Professor Leah Bryant, who works here at DePaul University. Just a little bit of background on Professor Bryant. She has a BA in Speech Communication and Psychology. She has an MA in Speech Communication from Southwest Texas State University. And to top that off, she has a PhD from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in Communication Studies. Now, whenever we started talking as a group about deciding who we wanted to interview, Jenna immediately jumped to a professor that she had had in the past. She knew that this professor has had immensely positive reviews and that she would be a great professor to talk to because she is involved with the field of study that a lot of us are really interested in and are majoring in ourselves. Generally, whenever we were working through our group project, we came across one struggle. During the interview, I wasn't able to attend because I had class during that time, so we as a group had to work together to figure out how I could contribute to the group, considering I wasn't able to make the interview.
So taking all of Leah Bryant's success into account, I think one of the things that we should refer to is her mentioning that she had imposter syndrome, which is never believing that you're good enough and really never having too much faith in yourself. I think it was this lack of faith and this lack of having a gift to do something that really drove her on a daily basis to want to become better and better and perfect her craft. She also shared with us that a previous professor gave a really important piece of advice to her, which is even when you're not busy, always try to remain busy. I think Leah took this into account by always trying to stay busy with tasks, whether it be school related or friend related or extracurricular activity related, just to kind of give her meaning and to go throughout her daily life with different activities to do.
Yeah, and then one other thing that kind of like stood out to us, she decided to kind of give us advice. And so this one piece of advice is from a researcher that she respected, that she worked with, and she raved about his studies. And she said that this one piece of advice is fundamental in having successful relationships, which she says that that's what she does, what she does. She wants to study these relationships and study the ways in which we interact in relationships and give advice for how to navigate them, the tensions, the conflicts, all of the above. And so what it is, it's called Gottman, the 5-to-1 ratio. So she wanted to really hit on the fact that one negative comment, so if you're at like a evaluation and your boss says all these positive things, and at the end they say one negative thing, that one negative thing is all you think about. So she really wanted to say that negativity in a relationship and a negative comment is impactful. And the way to counteract that is to have 5 positive things. However, these 5 positive things need to be explicit and they also need to be organic. They can't just be like, you have nice hair, nice eyes, and your eyebrows are shapely. Like, it can't be 2 other things. It can't be 5 things. It has to feel organic. It has to feel right. And so basically this idea is that more positivity and excess of positivity in a relationship will lead to greater relational satisfaction, greater relationship certainty, and greater prediction of your relationship lasting longer. And that's the lesson we kind of came away from. That was a huge factor of advice that we all really found productive for our own relationships.
We had a bunch of different questions for Leah during our interview because we were there for a significant amount of time. She was just so fascinating with everything she was telling us. And I asked her what her favorite part of working in this field of study was. And she said meeting with the students was by far the best. She really appreciated getting to meet with us and other students like us so she could develop relationships with them and be a positive influence on things of interest to them. And she said by far the worst part was grading, in terms of students being picky about when they get things back or questions about their grade that aren't really in her control, because she said that the students are the ones who earn the grades and she doesn't necessarily give them. So if she could do without the grading, she would have been a lot happier.
One of the things that I really took from was when she started talking about her not never to limit herself when going to school, and when it comes to being in college and how important it is. Because honestly, I think what I took most out of it was her just constantly talking about how what she learned in college correlates what she is doing every day in her workforce, and that goes for pretty much anything that you do. do when you're coming out of school. And another important thing she always like talked about was like networking and how important it was to like don't limit yourself and to like talk to people that you usually wouldn't talk to. And a more genuine thing that she talked about was how she made the best friendships in her work, like her line of work, with professors and students, even TAs and anybody that she would work with. And she said that she made the most genuine relationships at bars, having fun and talking and having a normal conversation, which you probably wouldn't have in like a business setting or in school, like during like on school grounds or anything like that. Another thing she talked about was when you're studying and you're going through school, like you should be studying something that you're truly passionate about and that like you truly love, because if your heart's not in it, like you're not gonna be like completely dedicated to it. And she like always said that like if your job is what you love, you're not working a day in your life. And that's all that matters really.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.